issue of our online magazine, Dragon Plus, but also take the time to talk about some of the design, the development, and the running of the game. And while we usually play Dungeons & Dragons, today we will be playing Betrayal at Baldur's Gate. Before I make the introductions around the table with our wonderful players, quick bits of housekeeping. Dice Camera Action will be back this week. They will be airing at the regular time at 4 p.m. Pacific. They were on hiatus for a couple of weeks, so thank you so much for everyone who was tuning in their hiatus for the first couple of weeks of Dragon Plus. If you were wondering why Dice Camera Action looked so funny, it was because it was not. It was myself and Adam Lee talking for the inaugural episode.
Yes. That's great.
So Dragon Plus live stream will be airing 2 p.m. on Tuesdays, D&D News 3:30, and Dice Camera Action will be back at 4 p.m. So thank you for watching. And thank you, as always, to all of our subscribers. Going around the table, I wanted to make some quick introductions, or have you make the introductions, who you are, and especially your involvement with Baldur's Gate. Our first two guests you might have seen as early as yesterday talking about
We're on
Baldur's
tour.
Gate.
This is our tour.
Yeah, this is our tour.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm Mike Merles. I was the one of the designers on this game, and I also was one of the lead designers on 5th edition D&D, and I head up the creative team on Dungeons & Dragons. And I have no idea where I should look, because I don't know where the camera is. So I guess it's like over there somewhere.
Right there.
Look at
The
Pelham.
blue, the blue dot.
So I had this weird thing of like, wait, should I look at you guys or should I look at the audience? And the audience is like, oh, hi, I don't know.
Don't break the fourth wall.
Don't break the fourth wall.
Don't break Don't break any walls. Our studio is very expensive.
It's very, very fragile in here. I'm glad to see your show got renewed, Bart Carroll.
Yeah, well, I'm in charge of the Twitch channel. So in charge of all renewals.
I'm Shelley Mazzanoble, and I'm brand manager for Avalon Hill. And I love Betrayal at House on the Hill. So here you go.
And I am Emmy Tanchi. I am graphic designer for Dungeons & Dragons, and I too love Betrayal.
And we love you.
Oh, me too.
So I'm Adam Lee, and I'm a writer for Dungeons & Dragons, and I also designed some of these fine haunts.
15 of them.
Well,
Cool.
yes, with help from the team. Yes, it was a lot of fun, and I'm still recovering.
You had to go deep,
From the horror.
deep in that little soul of yours.
So what we wanted to do today, yesterday I know that Mike and Shelley were on Dragon Talk talking a bit about Betrayal at Baldur's Gate. Today we wanted to walk through a bit of the mechanics. If you're familiar with Betrayal at House on the Hill, then you know the general mechanics of the game. But they have been modified for the flavor of D&D, and some things have changed for just the world of Dungeons & Dragons in board game style. So we wanted to walk through a few rounds of Betrayal so you could see how it played out around the table. We asked Adam to be our traitor. Oh no!
What?
We don't
Yes.
know that.
Spoiler alert.
We have a suspicion that Adam will be the traitor. We're playing a bit medias res, where we're in the middle of action, but we're going to trigger the haunt intentionally, go through a couple of rounds so that folks can see how the game is actually played. Similarities, you should be familiar with it. Any differences, will feel free to ask questions along the way in chat as well. Before we get into it, I did want to call out that a few of us will be participating in Dungeons & Dragons Extra Life this year. Mike Merles will be running, I believe, our kickoff game at Gamehole Con in Madison, Wisconsin on November 3rd.
Cool.
He has his initial page up, but we are going to be adding some incentive rewards for donations, I believe, later today.
Oh, excellent. Good.
So any hints about what those might be?
So there's going to be, there's two, so there's the tiers you've probably seen before for someone running a game, and then we're adding 2 tiers of, you get some custom content, either if you are very generous, and thank you, as someone who's had multiple people in his family who've had cancer. Anything that helps the cause of research is awesome. So you'll have a chance to purchase essentially a custom-built subclass for an existing character class or a monster. And I'll design a monster for you. It has to be based on a piece of existing art, though, from D&D. So yeah, so it's gonna be some pretty cool stuff. Hopefully.
Super cool. And Emmy and Adam, I know you will both be players
Yes.
in other Sean Wood's game, I believe.
The
Yes.
sinister Sean Woods.
We're going to destroy him.
Oh yeah, we're gonna kill all his monsters. We're gonna make him cry.
It's not Betrayal of Baldur's Gate.
Oh, we're gonna
It's like regular
work
D&D.
together to make a beautiful story happen.
Imagination.
It's hard. I'm telling you, once you play this game, it's hard to go back.
I know it is.
So they will be in a game on November 4th. We're doing the bulk of our Extra Life gameplay on the Extra Life event day on November 4th. Please check out the Wizards of the Coast D&D website. You can find out all information there, and we'll be linking out to everyone's donation pages. So, but again, thank you guys for participating, and thank you to all our viewers who would be consider watching and donating for the cause.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so now that I've spoiled the haunt already,
Yes.
but if we kind of start around the table, Mike, if you wouldn't mind just kind of explaining what we're looking at on the table. We've got the game after a few rounds. So what exactly is happening here?
So the main thing, if you played Betrayal at House on the Hill in the past, you used to the idea that you're exploring a house. So in Betrayal Baldur's Gate, you are instead exploring the city of Baldur's Gate. So if you take a peek here at the table, you can see here we have the sort of surface, the upper level of Baldur's Gate, the streets and the buildings you might explore. So somewhere in here is the Elf Song Tavern, which is our starting tile. Oh, here we are. It's the three. Oh, it's so well built. I didn't realize there's three.
I know, they all
tiles. So, yeah.
So matchy.
So this is your as is apt for Dungeons and Dragons, your quest begins in a tavern. So the Elf Song Tavern actually consists of 3 tiles: the tavern itself, an inner chamber, and then the kitchen. And you can see it so far. What's happened is the players, we've headed out from the tavern to explore a few nearby buildings. Here's a mansion, a warehouse, and a storehouse. And then, do we have any streets in play? There's a fountain over here and the haunted alley. So usually when you're playing Betrayal at House on the Hill, you will look for, when you go to draw a new tile, you'll look for one based on the back of the tile, one that corresponds to the floor you're currently on. In Betrayal at Baldur's Gate, instead you look at this, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a color around the edge of the door, and that tells you, if you go through that door, it tells you the type of tile you're supposed to draw. And I will now hopefully get this right, because I'm trying to read the colors, but I know I might get it wrong. But if it's this sort of yellow-gold color, that means going through that door leads to a building.
Street.
If it's, are you sure? Because we got gold to gold here.
That's okay. Once the tiles are drawn from the pile, you can match. They don't have to match up to the doors. It's just telling you which.
Oh, okay. So
stack
it's
to draw
gold.
from.
So gold street. Mm-hmm. Okay, and then red is building.
Yep.
Okay, got it. See how it's and then the catacombs, which you can head down to. There are certain event cards that will let you gain access to the catacombs, and then you can also take the stairs. There's some tiles that give you a chance to head down, and the idea is
Or the sewer grates.
Oh, yeah, there are sewer grates you can find too when you're walking along the streets. And so over here, we have a separate setup. A couple of our players have intrepidly headed down into the catacombs to explore. Now, what we try to do is typically catacomb tiles are a little more dangerous. There are more omens down there. Building tiles tend to have more items and events. And I believe the street tiles have more events and omens and fewer items. We also try to, within the haunt, the sort of snares you'll play, we use these when appropriate. So, for instance, there's one haunt where a dragon attacks the city, and while the dragon's flying overhead, you're in more danger if you're out in the street than if you're inside of a building. Things like that. There are other ones that require you to head down to the catacombs, or the catacombs become more dangerous. They might be overrun with monsters. So we try to play with that sense, give a real sense of place in Baldur's Gate. So we've had, in classic Betrayal style, we have 4 players who have spread out and gone. Everyone's kind of has their own corner. They've been exploring. And this is probably like turn 3 or 4, in the game. We're probably pretty close to triggering the actual haunt, but we're not quite there yet. So usually this phase of the game, you're going around scouting, trying to figure out what's going on. You're trying to pick up items to make yourself more powerful. Or events that augment your ability scores, because you're hoping when that haunt triggers, if you're the traitor, you have the ability to take down the rest of the party or prevent them from stopping you. And if you're not the traitor, that you and the rest of the party have enough power between you to overcome the traitor or overcome whatever monster you've triggered. So yeah, I would say at this stage we're probably conveniently enough just about to trigger.
No, I only have one item.
Oh,
somehow, so.
Well, no, let's be honest. It's clear that is 100% play skill. You know,
Well,
it's really the better player will have about 3.
Also, though,
as it turns out, I have 4.
I was
going to
say,
stronger play
one
skill
of those that you have is
than-
the shiny rock. Why don't you tell everybody what that shiny
So,
rock does?
The shiny rock, as befits a rock that's quite shiny, when you find it, you might be tempted to keep it because it's a very beautiful rock. But if you want, what you can do with it is you can discard this card to force
Why?
someone who's on the same tile as you
Wow.
to give you an item that they have. Because, of course, if you offer someone a shiny rock, they're going to accept it.
Of course.
Everyone wants
I feel it.
so many things.
No.
Why'd you be? Oh, you're down there in the catacombs
And-
with him.
But wait, there's more. It's not just a shiny rock. I've got a horn of blasting.
Oh dear.
I have a pet mean lock who's following me around.
Lucky.
And I have a whispering skull.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
You do have a whispering skull.
I have some cool
Never noticed it until I sat next to you.
I'm not sure if I should take that as a
I
compliment.
don't know either. It depends on what it says.
But yeah, so this is kind of like, and I'm actually probably, to be fair to Shelley, though it is play skill that helps determine how many scale cards you have. I probably have maybe like 1 or 2 more cards than normal. You probably have 2 or 3 at this stage.
Yeah.
A lot of the event cards, they just occur and they go away. So, but I have in my hand 2 haunt cards and 2 item cards. So we know, and I see a couple other of those green haunt cards that the people have. I think we have a bunch of them in play. So why don't we go around? And I am playing the fighter. Oh, sorry, the paladin. The nice thing about the paladin is, as you explore, you lay down more tiles in empty spaces. So, for instance, right now my character, I don't know if you can see him, is over there in the corner. I have one doorway that leads to. There's no tile on the other side of that door. So it means on my turn, what I can do is I can explore, where essentially I draw a tile and place it down and move my character into that space I've added. That's how you add more cards to your hand. You seek out tiles that haven't been revealed yet. My special ability is, though, if I run into a tile that has an event symbol, once during my turn, I can ignore it. I can skip drawing the card and continue moving after I discover that tile. So it's actually pretty useful. It means that I can bounce around and clear up more space than other characters. So,
And I was going to just add, one of the differentiations between Baldur's Gate and Betrayal, the original Betrayal, your characters have that unique ability.
yeah. So that's one of the things we added. We talked a little about this yesterday, but if you didn't tune in, we try to make each character like this is a paladin. So make my character feel like a paladin. The idea being that I can draw on divine magic to prevent things from happening. Now, mechanically, what's happening is I'm choosing to not draw an event card. In the world, what you can imagine is I'm casting a spell to avoid it. I'm making my saving throw, so rather than even be exposed to the danger, I dodge out of the way. Now, it's important to notice that I can skip drawing the card. I don't get to see what the card is. Some event cards do help you. So I'm kind of trading potentially the benefits of an event for the ability to keep moving. I can explore a tile. So for instance, what I could do here is I could explore and put a tile there, and then I could move over here, say, to help this other player here if we wanted to. Or I could move over here to explore some more. Now, this does not apply to it, say, an omen or an item. So if I draw an omen, then I have to take it, or an item. I have to deal with it.
Well, should we see what happens? Do you want to take your first turn? And we'll
Yeah,
kind of go
so
around
what
the
do you
table
think I
that way?
should? Do you think I should run over? I guess you know what I should
That's
do
just
is
the big
I guess,
open doorway right in front of
Yeah,
you.
there's a giant open door right in front of it, and it's I'm going to be a little unpredictable. Maybe throw things for a loop and actually explore that tile. So I have a handy card that summarizes what I do during my turn that I have here. So what I can do is I can move up to my speed. My speed right now is 3, so I can move 3 spaces. And I can discover a new tile by entering a doorway within a tile. So let's do that. I'm not going to move around at all. I want to move through that doorway, which we're going to add another catacomb tile. And what did we get? We got the Kobold Hideout.
Yes.
And that is an omen card. So it's got the crow icon. So if you want to draw an omen.
What
see
could
we have
it be?
Now, since it's an omen, I can't ignore it because my thing only applies to events. And we have the Deck of Many Things.
Oh.
What's the worst that could come of drawing a card? Good question. We're about to find out.
We're about to find out.
You may use this omen once during each of your turns to draw from the Deck of Many Things. Roll 4 dice. So we have special dice that are the results 0 to 2. So 0, 1, or 2, each repeated twice. Roll 4 dice. Subtract 1 from the result for each small monster token on this card. Small monster tokens, basically we have a number of generic tokens like that you use to track things. In this case, we're using the generic monster tokens to track how many times we've drawn from the deck. And there's a number of results. I'm not going to spoil all of them. We'll see which one I roll. But each time after you roll, you place one small monster token on this card. And then it's possible to drop, trade, or steal cards. Like we talked about the shiny rock. I could steal a card from someone else. You keep those tokens on the card. Sometimes tokens might go away. In this case, they stay on. Because you're subtracting one, it gets more and more dangerous the more often we draw. So let's see if my character gets devoured by the void. So I need 4 dice. And I'm going to roll. And let's see what I get. All right, so I roll a 1, a 1, and 2 2s, so 6.
Ooh.
So I drew the star. I gain 1 in a trait of my choice. Ooh.
And now your traits are sanity, knowledge, might, and speed.
Yep, so this is something where we kept the traits in the original Betrayal, so to make it easier for players if you played Betrayal in the past. And so if I increase my speed by 1 tick, these nice little plastic, which are very nice. These ones have been fixed, right?
Yep.
So
They don't fall off.
This clip,
these are not
don't
falling off.
move.
They do not move. I'm actually going to increase my speed, because right now, if I increase it by 1 tick, my speed goes from 3 to 5. So that can be pretty useful, especially if we trigger a omen. I'm sorry, the haunt, because I did just draw an omen card.
Shoot.
So we have to determine.
Don't trigger it.
Don't trigger it?
Well, we'll roll to see. So, but that also is one of the new rule differentiations, correct? The way that the haunts are triggered now, the number of dice that you're rolling is a bit different than the original Betrayal, correct?
Yes, and Chris Dupuis, who was here yesterday, went into a lot of detail about that. But essentially what we've done is we've tweaked the rule a little bit to ensure that you're a little bit further into the game before the haunt's revealed. In the past, it was possible. I've played games of Betrayal where this has happened, where like on the first roll, the haunt's been triggered, and no one really has any items. It can go. It's not as satisfying. The board really hasn't been built, so even though the haunt's been triggered, you might still be exploring and things like that. So instead now, and Shelley, correct me if I'm wrong, or I might get. Actually, the rule is probably going to be right here on my handy dandy resource card. I roll 1 die for each haunt card that we revealed so far.
Omen card, yep.
Omen card. And I believe I roll a 6 or higher. That means you triggered the haunt.
Yes, except for in this game.
Yeah, except this
If you roll a 6 or higher, and we're going to pretend.
We're just gonna pretend
Math.
that. But right now, you can tell the omen cards are green. So you can take a look around the table, and you can see we have 1 here, 1 there. That's
Everyone
2.
has
and
one.
so I have 5. So I'm going to roll, but somehow I'm going to roll less than 6.
You might. You might, too,
I might.
in real life.
Oh, no, 2. Actually, I got a 3. There we go.
It's not rigged at all.
Probably.
Can you grab him
Exactly how
a
he
small
played it.
monster token from the box so he can put it on his deck of many
we have
things?
some right here.
Well, those are...
Oh, yes, but we'll replace those because I know what those will be for.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And the deck of many things went through quite a few iterations in playtesting. At one point, it was very, very powerful, and playtesters were dropping like flies.
Still very
They were
good.
just like, "Oh, the deck of many things," and they would roll once, and they would just get up from the table and leave.
So that was Mike's turn. We'll go to Shelley, but really quickly, just wanted to mention that you have recently done a lot of demonstrations of Betrayal, correct? And,
Yes.
Where were you at
I was
recently?
in Fort Wayne, Indiana, at a show, meeting lots of our retailers, and I got to demo this game like endlessly, like all night. They were just like lining up to the table to play it, and they were loving it.
Any memorable haunts?
There was there's some Minotaur haunts that are very memorable, and whenever they come up, it's very exciting. There's also one that I think is very unique, and which there's not a traitor.
Mm-hmm.
The traitor becomes. I don't feel like I want to spoil it, but I'm gonna.
Spoilers.
The traitor becomes the dungeon master, which is
nice.
it's super cool.
Very fun.
So yes. But the cool thing about that show was later, like the next day, I overheard people talking about their game.
Oh,
Like
That
they
is a
were
sure
super
sign.
excited about it. Like,
That's
oh
cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Yep.
like stuck in
That's a good sign.
That is a good
the
sign.
Hall of Wonders and couldn't get out. But anyway, they had fun.
And who are you playing today?
Today I'm playing Gretchen Titchwillow. For those of you who were watching us yesterday, this is the Halfling Druid, and I always choose her, even though I'm a magic user in real D&D. I like the fact that she can wild shape into various animals: a badger, a mouse, an owl, or a turtle. A tortoise, really, but because it's Mike, let's say it's a turtle.
I was just.
the turtles, right?
Oh, yeah.
Turtles.
She is a
really
teenage
well.
mutant ninja turtle.
We'll have to mention that at the end as well. Yes, I heard Badger Noble. Is that a thing?
Yep, it is now.
We were just talking
I'm a
to
badger with a
Satine earlier. I mentioned
Oh
that.
yeah.
Yes.
It's sticking.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll make it stick.
All right. Badger Noble is going to. I guess it will come out this way through a red door, which means I will choose a building and you should. I don't think you can probably see this, but Emmy designed the backs of these cards, and they're so stunning.
Oh, that's right. So actually, when I was fumbling around before, you can just see the color corresponds to the stack of tiles.
It's
almost like you designed it that way.
It's so weird. So I have picked up the trading post, and it says if you end your turn here, you may discard one item card to draw an item card. So I might do that. And I have a gold door, but again, it doesn't matter which doors match up to which doors. It only matters when you're drawing from the stack. And so Gretchen's like, well, I'm going to give up my potion of speed and pick a new item.
That's when you end your turn, right?
I have. Oh,
This
yeah.
is an event.
I have to end my turn here.
Dun, 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 dun,
Oh, yeah.
dun.
So I have to end it.
Event.
I am. I got the mist of Ravenloft. Mists swirl and a cold wind washes over you. You catch a vague glimpse of a forlorn castle atop a lonely peak. You must attempt a sanity roll. And when you attempt a sanity roll or any trait roll, you look at where the little ticker is on your traits. Mine is at 4. So I will roll 4 dice. and
Good
hope
luck,
for the
Gretchen.
best.
Good luck, Louise.
Did you see that castle? Anyone?
Uh-oh.
Oh, we got a 2.
Wow.
0 to 3 means the sight of Ravenloft fills you with dread. Keep this card. Oh, man. Who stacked this deck? You reduce the number of dice you roll when rolling sanity by 1 while you have this card.
You
Discard this
become-
card the next time you gain sanity.
You become a little unhinged,
I'm
one
slowly
might say.
losing my mind. The sad thing is that when I become a badger, I lose even more sanity. So I'm
It
crazy.
does not bode well.
Now, did you want to swap your item? Because now,
Yeah, now I'm going to get rid of this potion of speed and hope that it's something that makes me a little less crazy. Oh, potion of invisibility.
Just
There you
crazy
go.
and
But
invisible.
that's sad. And you guys won't see how cute I am when I'm a badger.
Yeah, an insane badger.
An insane invisible badger.
Just run around causing trouble.
Well, Emmy, yes, I was going to mention that you had done quite a bit of the design work for this version of the game, that you had worked on the backs of the cards, you worked on the player
did it all.
cards, tiles as well.
The box.
The
Box.
box.
She laid out all these beautiful cards and made them look super pretty.
Super cool.
Art direction by Shauna Narciso and Shelley.
Oh.
Yeah.
Look at me. I'm inserting myself in everything.
So
I was a
That's how
game
you do
designer.
it.
Oh, look at
we've got a look.
Oh, good
on
one,
the,
Paula.
board right now.
I like
Again,
it.
in action.
Oh, and all the books, those beastly Secrets of Survival and Traitor's Tome.
So in the last issue of Dragon Plus, we ran a short preview of
my God,
the
how cool.
gameplay
Yeah.
and the design of Ball. So there he is right there on the cover. So true or false, his hair is based on Greg Tito's hair.
I mean, you just got to look at it.
I read the
That
art
was,
order.
that was the rumor that we were putting out there.
Yeah.
Or Greg Tito's hair is based on Ball.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
That could be
True.
And in addition, kind of calling back to Extra Life, Emmy also designed our wonderful Extra Life icons and logos and T-shirt design, not just for the Dungeons and Dragons team, but also for the Magic team as well.
You did the Magic team too?
Oh, yes.
Aww.
Yeah. They're nice.
That's really sweet.
And Emmy, who are you playing today?
I'm Darius the Scarlet. I'm a magic wizard. A human. And I'm 55 years old. I'm going to do something amazing. I also have Magic Missile.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, we should note that the character cards are double-sided.
2
so
for 1.
there are 12 characters you can choose from.
Yes. But I'm Darius today.
Darius.
Darius. And I think Darius is going to go
You're over here.
that way. I'm going to go through a building
Go
tile.
through a red door.
Would you like me to just place it?
Yes, please.
Okay. Ooh, you have entered the Temple of Umberly.
Oh.
She's not a nice deity.
Umberly?
and-
Such a pretty name.
Pretty name, mean god.
Mean
And
girl.
you have found
Mean
an
girl.
item card, I believe.
There we go.
Oh, I like
Right over there.
Doodle-doo.
Now, item cards are generally pretty useful. Usually it's good to find item cards.
And this one is. It's a vial of poison.
Oh.
This is one of my favorite bits of flavor that you wrote.
In Baldur's Gate, poison is the most direct way to tell someone you tire of their presence. Yes.
I'm definitely like into hour 8 of the Flight to Soul and like just like be a little like flip with the flavor.
Some kind of
Like
feeling.
you. More wine, please.
Yes. When you inflict physical damage with an attack, you may discard this item to increase that damage by 1 die plus 1.
Oh wow.
Good
So
bonuses.
the 4 stats, might and speed, are physical stats, and sanity and knowledge are your mental stats. So a card like the poison card would say if you're using speed or might to attack someone and you damage them, then you can use the poison to damage either the might or the speed. If you attack someone with their speed, they take damage to their. They get to choose whether it's might or speed, and same for might. So
All right. Let's
All
get
right.
to it.
Okay, Adam.
Dun, dun, dun.
No idea what's going to happen here.
I am a drow ranger of Rixus Mizrim. She's 436 years old.
wow.
Still adventuring.
She's
Great
seen
skin.
many moons come and go.
Well, if I know anything about Drow Rangers, I know you can't possibly be the traitor.
No,
Driss just told us you can trust a Drow
of
Ranger.
course not. We are all good.
It's weird that you're hanging out in the catacombs, too. Oh, no.
Is that official Drow sound?
That is the
effect?
official drow sound.
Oh, no.
The neglected shrine. And
I have
ooh,
come upon the neglected
it
shrine.
has a raven icon, so that means we're drawing another omen card.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Please don't let it be.
Oh, it can't be. If you,
It
you
can't
can't trust a
be.
Drow Ranger. Who can?
The Eye
Seriously.
of Vecna, no less.
Ooh,
Oh,
wow.
that doesn't sound very promising.
Power in the hands of a drow? Oh, only good can come of this.
She would never betray us. Never.
So, I gain 1 knowledge.
Oh.
Click to numero 5.
Oh, look.
There's a look at the card right now on the screen. Just a little preview of the
Yeah,
Eye
this is-
of Vecna.
This is
Vecna.
awesome.
If I lose control, I'll lose the knowledge.
Oh, you're going to lose control.
So now I have the power to inspire terror in others. Perhaps a badger
You don't
noble. I'm so close to the edge already.
Scared.
I haven't transformed yet.
Okay, so I'll keep that on my in my back pocket.
You better roll.
And gross
Trigger
eye.
that haunt.
All right, here we go. How many we got? 5 haunts now? 6?
3 here.
6.
Six haunts. So I'm rolling 6 dice.
And hoping for a 6.
Getting closer.
Hoping for
gonna-
6.
Oh, you did it!
Oh, it's so
No.
nice.
Oh my gosh, the haunt is
That
triggered.
actually is. I can't believe that happened.
It's weird.
Sweet.
Spooky.
It's
Haunt.
really weird, right?
Haunt acquired.
Haunt
So-
is triggered. Which we were going to trigger regardless. But
Yep.
No, you never tell them.
I know,
It's
he's like-
let's
I'm
see
not-
about that
He
word.
doesn't.
I'm
Breaks
very
the
bad
magic.
at the.
He doesn't know how to
The
keep
misdirection.
surprises.
No. Play poker with me. I'm awesome.
That's what I love about Bart is that there's no guile.
He's just very,
Yeah.
very
Straight
open.
shooter.
Honest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Or I'm playing the long con. You
that's
know?
true.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
All right. So
It's your show.
We're glad the haunt triggered.
So where's the? Do you have the book that has the chart in it? Just
yeah.
to like, we shall show people how they would normally find out which haunt they triggered.
So much like the original Betrayal,
It's all a big bright white thing.
you're going to look at the room that you were on when the haunt triggered. Various factors trigger various haunts.
You were on
Yes.
the neglected shrine,
the
and the
neg-
triggering omen was Eye of Vecna.
The Eye of Vecna. So we go to 21.
So
Haunt 21.
that process ensures you're never quite sure what haunt you're going to have.
Yeah.
So it just uses the card you drew, the omen card you drew, plus the tile you're standing on when you drew it.
Yeah.
Those two, and what we try to do is you'll see, we try to have a thematic tie between those two elements and the haunted points too. So you can say, oh, here's what happened in the story. So, and that should point to some sort of theme of this haunt. Now, I wonder what this theme could be, because we have the Eye of Vecna.
I don't know.
Very strange. Maybe it's relating
Eye
to, I
of
don't know.
Vecna.
Maybe it's,
So normally at this point in the game, the haunt has triggered. The traitor would leave the room to determine what their goals and strategy for the remainder of the game are. Interest in time and obviously circumstances. We're going to have Adam read his side of the haunt so you know what it is and what he's going to be looking to do. We'll read our side of the haunt as well. Would you care
Well,
to-
that chart also
after
does
that?
tell you who the traitor is, and it isn't always the person who triggered the
Oh, true.
haunt.
Very
It
true,
could
very
be
true.
the person that has the highest knowledge, or even in some cases, no one, because there are more cooperative hunts in this
Yeah.
game.
In the spirit of D&D.
Yep,
So anyway, as the traitor,
because you are the traitor.
because I am the traitor.
Who knew?
And
It's always the quiet one.
feels really good. Underneath a heap of blood-stained rags, something shiny and metallic catches your eye. You see the shiny thing is some kind of tool. It has a curved serrated blade, and carved in curly, swirly letters on the ivory handle is the name Priscilla.
Oh.
As you twirl it about in your hands, wondering what it could possibly be for, you feel a presence, a feeling like a long-lost friend. Suddenly, a lilting voice bubbles up within you, filling you with a giddy warmth. Oh, mercy me, where are my manners? My name is Priscilla, and you must be my new friend. We're gonna have such fun. Suddenly, it all makes sense. This shiny tool is an eye gouger, and Priscilla will show you precisely how to use it. She's so wonderful, smart, and witty, and you want to be just like her.
Oh!
Tame.
So slightly disturbing.
A little bit.
And again, just to kind of lay the mechanics out for folks watching, what are you now going to be looking to do? So normally, we as the players would not necessarily understand what the traitor is up to.
Normally you keep this a secret.
But I'm talking and I reveal all secrets.
Right. That's Bart's
So
power.
in the haunt that's here, you'll get little sections and one that says right now, and this is what you're doing. Your adventurer is still in the game, but has turned traitor. You are filled with the urge to gouge out eyeballs with your new tool. Seek out friends and take their shiny eyes so you can look at them all day long.
That's horrible.
You must be quick. You must be quick to collect those eyeballs, gain one, and a trait of your choice for each hero in the game.
Oh!
Uno, dos, tres. So I'm going to put it all into speed.
Oh, God.
So-
She's coming after us.
2, 3.
Who needs sanity when
Yep.
you're already
Insanity.
gouging out the eyeballs? So before the haunt triggers, we are all referenced as adventurers, and after the haunt triggers, we become heroes and traitor.
Yes.
Traitor.
Yes. So, and then says what you know about the heroes. All your friends are either coming after you or running away to that horrid place where the bad thing happened. Priscilla says it's a silly game that naughty people play. She says that eyes are windows to the soul, and all your friends have such naughty eyes. Oh, well, we know where this is going.
Who wrote this haunt?
Some demented fiend. Special attack rules. So Priscilla has special attacks. Your adventurer now, when it turns traitor, has these special attacks that they can do. And so now I have a host of them here. Instead of attacking normally, if you are on the same tile as another adventurer, you may make a speed attack to gouge out an eyeball. Your opponent defends with speed. If you inflict 2 or more damage with that attack, in addition to dealing the damage, collect an eye token from their adventurer card.
My eyes.
And if I take both of a hero's eye tokens, that
eyes.
hero is
Tiny eyes.
dead.
Oh, no.
So
No.
you're going after the heroes.
I'm going after heroes' eyeballs.
This feels like a very Minsk and Boo type of attack.
Go for the eyes.
Go for
It
the
is.
eyes.
It is. Go for the eyes.
Thank God I can be invisible.
Again, in the interest of spoiling all things far and wide, has Adam's blog post?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, in the blog post, I write sort of when Shelley asked me to write some haunts for this wonderful game. I started to go into how to go about writing haunts, and on that journey, I document in this blog post what happened as I went into this first haunt that I wrote, with the one we're playing right now, Priscilla, and it was a lot of fun.
You went into a place that was very scary.
Yeah, I jumped in with both feet. So
You
it
can
was
find that
great.
blog post also on the Avalon Hill Facebook page. It's under the notes section. It's called Hello, Priscilla.
Hello.
We'll tweet that out after the
Yeah.
show as well. On the heroes side, now what are the heroes up to?
All right. So do you want to read everything or just summarize?
How about the flavor and summarize?
All right. The old geezer swills his ale and snorts a beery laugh in your face. Ha! Priscilla is coming for all of you ninny muggins unless you put her wicked spirit to rest. How do we do that, old geezer, you ask, pushing another ale at his grizzled whiskers and looking over your shoulder. You don't have time for this. Go to the place where Priscilla was hung. That's where you can put her soul to rest. Old man, where was she hung? At the fountain. Both her eyes popped right out of her head. Splish splosh.
Ew.
We're gonna get to the fountain. So right now, we each put 2 small monster tokens to represent our eyes, our precious eyes. If the holy symbol item card is in the discard pile or is discarded during the haunt, shuffle it back into the item deck.
It's not discarded
It's
yet.
not discarded. Oh. So we know that Priscilla has possessed our Drow Ranger companion and that she's coming after us. We win. Each haunt has a different way in which the heroes can win. We will win if we complete the ritual and put Priscilla's soul to rest. If Priscilla gouges out one of her eyes, we have to give Adam one of our eye tokens. We lose 1 sanity. If we lose both, we die. So it summarizes that here for us. So even though the haunts assume you don't see anything of any of the traitor's information, and we can complete the ritual if we go to the fountain tile. And if we are a bard, cleric, druid, paladin, sorcerer, wizard, or warlock, we can attempt a sanity roll, and getting a 4 or higher means we complete the ritual. Hooray! Any other class, you can attempt that if you have the holy symbol item card. You can also attempt that if you're on Priscilla's tile. That obviously is still risky, though, because that means Priscilla can probably attack you. And then, that's where we go from there. So that's where we want to try to get to. Now, the fountain tile is up. It's a street tile. So it's actually very tricky for me because it would be my turn now, right? Because we go in play order. I am down in the catacombs.
You can take. Where are you? Are you near the stairs? The kitchen basement. You're
actually, I should be in the kobold because it's.
Oh yeah, you're even further away. You're even further away.
But he's down there with Priscilla.
All right. So how do I now? This is actually a funny question because I know this changed when Chris was working on the game. How do I get upstairs? How do I get out?
So you have a couple of choices. Well, right now you only have one. You need to get back to the kitchen basement and take those stairs that will lead you here to the kitchen on the main floor. Mm-hmm. It will cost you an additional space of movement to take those stairs. The weapon shop basement is also down there, but it's right next to Priscilla.
Oh.
However, you can't use those stairs until the weapon shop. Oh, and it is up here. Okay. So actually, you have 2 sets of stairs, but they're terribly placed. They're close to Priscilla and closer to Priscilla.
Don't slip on the stairs.
Since I did use the deck of many things last turn, I got my speed up to 5.
Oh, so you're.
So I can.
I think you need to use the deck of many things again.
Let me get upstairs first. And I'll try it. So I can move, Bart. If you want to move me over, I can actually get up to the kitchen. 3, 4, and then 5 to the kitchen. All right, and then let's see. I can. So my whispering skill doesn't actually apply here, and then I have Beanlock, which gave me my extra speed. So should I try using the deck of many things?
Yes.
Has this been scripted, or am I taking my?
No, this is all.
Okay.
I don't know anything.
Madness.
All right. Well, of course I'm going to
do
it.
It's off the rails now.
Of course I'm gonna do it. So I want to roll 4 dice. Now there's already 1 token on it, so I have to subtract 1 from the result. Now I could die if I roll a 0.
Yeah, you could.
But you've got skills.
Yeah, we'll see. I can't roll a 1 because it's minus 1.
If he dies, I'm taking the shiny rock.
Okay.
All right, so far if I have to roll another number, I can't be able 0.
Oh!
I did roll a 2. Minus 1 is 2, so I have to discard an item or take 1 point of mental damage. Well, I'm going to discard the...
You can't take mental damage. Look at you.
Yeah, I'm a paladin. I'm not. I'm going to discard the Horn of Blasting because I just need to go 1, 2... Yeah, I can't really use the Horn of Blasting. The Horn of Blasting allows you to move between two tiles that are normally blocked off, but that's not really an issue here, so I'm going to discard that. The Talons shriek, come down and tear the Horn of Blasting away from me into our discard pile. All right, and that is my turn.
So I'm going to pretend that I don't actually know that speed would be a better benefit for me because I really want to wild shape into a badger. All of a sudden, I'm just like, a cute little badger. And because of that, I gain might because everyone knows badgers are strong. So I get 2 might. Oh, but I'll lose another sanity.
It's okay.
That's all right. Okay, so I am now a badger. And I am going to try to get to the fountain. And I am a druid, so I can do this ritual, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to roll my... No, I'm not. I'm moving. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm so close. Can I get to the fireworks shop? Okay. I guess that's...
4?
Yep.
Okay, so there you go.
That's it. That's all I can do.
Not quite there.
Oh.
I can't draw the item card. Even
I've
because
never
that's already
had me
happened.
some badger eyeballs before.
I could go invisible. Can I tell? This is a terrible thing that happened right before we came in here to play. Speaking of eyes, one of our coworkers has an eye patch. Did you notice?
Oh,
And I go, oh, talk like a pirate.
that's what I told him too. I was like, "Arr!"
And he goes, nope, got a wood splinter in my eye.
That's,
And I'm like,
Yeah, I was like, sorry.
I gotta go. Bye.
I'm drawing it all back to Extra Life. That's Demetrius, who will also be.
Yes. Not
Did
even-
everybody say
Not
that to
even
him?
an eye wound will stop him.
No.
Some of us were able to.
Contain them.
Contain
I
them.
thought he was in the spirit of today.
It was, yeah.
He's very spirity, that's why.
Yes,
he
like
is.
it's something he would do.
If
So
anybody's going
anyway,
to dress up as a pirate, it would be
Godspeed, Dimitri. Hope your eye gets
Yeah.
better.
All right,
Okay.
Emmy, it is your turn.
It is my turn. I've got
far.
nothing that makes me faster, so I'm just going to make my way over.
Ooh.
Gonna go, and I've got 4 speed.
1, 2,
2,
3, 4.
I'm a little nervous to be in
Not
the kitchen
But
because I
you're
know.
Enough.
I
Oh, yeah,
know
she's
that
gonna
she
pop
can
up
come
those
up there, but
stairs.
I'm hoping that
Hello.
Okay.
slower than me.
Come get some eyes,
So I
Priscilla.
have speed 8.
Oh God.
Mirthy me. 1, 2. Now, kitchen basement. I can pop up in the kitchen.
Yep. Look who's here.
Good.
4,
Hey,
No.
5,
What?
6.
Why are you
the
coming after the badger?
Go invisible
Because
badger.
you're close to the fountain.
Yes, she's blocking your route to the ritual location.
Oh, hi, Priscilla. I didn't see you here.
So, during my turn, you may spread caltrops out by placing this item card on a tile you are on. So, as I was on this tile, I want to do that. Caltrops,
I should have went invisible.
delightful. And now that I'm here, once during your turn, you may place this token on an opponent within line of sight. You.
Badger.
And now I'm going to attack.
It's my game. I have no items, no omens. I'm getting attacked.
Okay.
Come on, this is what you see when you do it.
Big eyes.
Yeah.
big eyes.
Actually,
yeah.
I've
Oh,
never-
wait, he likes.
Oh,
the
yeah.
eyes better.
Okay.
Close your eyes.
The little.
Close your eyes.
Oh, yeah, roll a lot of dice, too.
Yeah.
So now,
You have naughty
which
eyes.
ability are you using to attack?
Yeah,
I'm
what
gonna
are you
use my
doing?
speed to attack.
Okay, so your speed round is 8.
What?
So you roll 8 dice.
8 dice.
You guys, I might be dead.
It's, let's see, 6, 8, 9.
9.
So now, Shelly, use your speed of 4.
4.
Revenge
sorry,
for
yeah.
Demetrius.
Roll 4 dice. You got 3, so that's a difference of 6.
Uh-oh.
So what is it if you beat by 2 or more, you pluck one of the eyes out?
Yes.
Oh,
It says here
It's just one eye.
that if you inflict 2 or more damage with your attack, in addition to dealing the damage, collect
Oh.
an eye token from their adventure card.
Really?
However, if I kill a hero with that damage, I get both your eyes. If you take
That's a
both of the
high
hero's
number.
eye tokens, that hero is dead. If you deal enough damage to kill a hero, collect all the eye tokens on their adventure card.
So now that's going to be 6 points of physical damage.
Here you go, jerk face.
Oh no, you're not dead.
I'm not.
You can split
1,
it.
2, 3.
Oh, you can
1,
split
2.
it between.
Dead.
Oh, you're at 4. Oh, okay, I see. Yep. So yeah, you can split it.
Oh, there's such a
You're dead.
lovely blue.
You shouldn't have flashed your eyes at her.
Oh, it's always the victim's
I got little
fault?
badger eyes.
Ay, come on.
I'll collect them right here.
Okay,
All right,
well,
so
that
we
was
can stop
super
this.
fun. By the way, there's now a potion of invisibility on that tile, if anybody wants it.
Ooh, Priscilla.
Because
would
when you die, you
love
drop your
to be
items.
invisible.
Oh, yeah, you can take that.
The only
Priscilla.
thing spookier than is an invisible Priscilla.
Yeah, you just see these eye gouging tools coming at you, floating
No,
in the
you
air.
don't.
No?
If you
Oh,
are a
that's right.
badger with no eyes.
That's true.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So are we done? Are we back to Mike now?
Yeah,
Top of the
my
order?
turn. So
Yeah.
I'm going to try to move 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. But I have to evade the caltrops on my way there, where I take a point of damage. So this is a speed roll. So I need 5 dice, because my speed right now is 5. 3.
Get him. Avenge your
All right, let's see what I
badger
get.
friend.
I got a 4, and so the card says 4 plus or take a damage. Well, I got a 4+, it means I avoid the damage.
Oh,
And then I can
Oh, yeah, something happened.
hey, what's your Javelin of Lightning do?
Do it.
it's a instead of attacking normally, you may use this weapon to attack a target on the same or an adjacent connected tile. Roll 2 dice. The result is the amount of physical damage the target takes. They cannot roll defense.
Oh.
Ooh.
Hey,
Do you have a shiny rock for me?
and that gets discarded.
What
shiny
an
rock looks like
awesome
an eye.
I
trade.
toss your shiny rock. I go, hey.
This is great.
Priscilla, you're still.
Now the important thing is that
It
the rock
does.
gets discarded, so you can't use it. It gets discarded. You can't use it back to me.
Oh.
So it goes to the discard.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, it
that was
does?
Oh,
something
so
we
it's not
changed.
the white elephant gift
No.
exchange.
It
It
was.
turned out it just
When it
people bounced
first
back
was
and
conceived,
forth.
it was.
So instead of now, can I? Let's see here now. Okay, so my read of this is that
Yep.
I can attack and then I can attempt to complete the ritual because I am
Yep.
on the fountain.
Okay.
So, Priscilla,
Uh-oh.
eat a lightning bolt. 2 die, but I could just roll zeros. No, 2. Take 2 physical damage.
All right. 2 to might. So I go from 4 to 3 to 2.
And then I have to roll 4 dice because my sanity is 4.
You're
Roll
trying
a-
to do the ritual right
Yep,
now?
I need to roll 4 or higher since I'm a
No.
paladin.
Oh, you can do
Here
it.
we go. Oh, I crushed
Oh,
it.
easy.
6.
Oh.
So it actually kind of works out funny that I know you're possessed. So I must have had like an issue with your character because
Yeah.
before I save you, I'm like, wait, zap.
Yeah.
Then I chuckle and then I do the ritual. And banish the
Oh, yeah,
spirit
you didn't even
from
try
me.
to do
Yeah.
the ritual first and then attack.
Yeah. It's
So
just
is
Yeah.
it done if one person does the ritual?
if you see another roll, you complete the
So
ritual
you
and win.
didn't get to.
Now, what
benefit
happened
from
here
Ball.
is actually what happened was we got lucky because since I rolled well on the deck of many things,
Yeah.
my speed of 5 is much higher than you'd expect normally for my character.
Mm-hmm.
My speed hadn't been 5, I would actually still be down in the catacombs. Or I think I would have been 2, 3, 4, I'd be over here. So we got a little lucky there.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the idea of it, is, every
Sometimes you do.
So yeah.
Sometimes
And
work
it was
out.
actually
Always
like
different.
a staged game, so that
Oh,
like,
yeah. No,
we don't
we
know-
set up a very abbreviated game, but Priscilla got 1 set of eyes.
Badger
and the
eyes.
ritual complete. So,
So everybody lives happy.
so what is the flavor text if you win?
If you win, you hear a shriek as the ghostly image of a hanged woman appears,
Aw.
seemingly trapped within the waters of the fountain. It's Priscilla, the spitting image of her, you hear a toothless onlooker gasp. The townsfolk huddle in alleys or flee from the scene in fright as the eyeless ghost writhes on her phantom noose. A chill runs down your spine when the spirit's corpse-white hands reach out to snatch up 2 glistening eyeballs resting on the fountain ledge. As you blink, unsure if your eyes are playing tricks on you, a bolt of light streaks from above and dissolves the poor wretch in a blinding flash. You did good, Sonny, the toothless one says. Her troubled soul is finally at rest.
Oh, until the next time you trigger
So,
this
yeah, next time you
on.
trigger this on.
You heroes.
Yay. So Emmy had a good card that you could have
I
used
did,
during
and
my
I'm
death
supposed to. I messed up.
when I died.
But so this is a omen card, and it was this only happens after the hunt begins. Whenever an adventurer is killed, say a badger, I roll a die, and it gives you the options. If you roll 2, the symbol pulses with power, and I gain might. If I roll 1, I feel nothing. And 0, if you kill that adventurer, which I didn't, nothing happens.
Let's make that clear.
Otherwise, I take mental damage.
Whoa.
So you can gain something, you can lose
Yeah,
something.
so my death wasn't for nothing.
For not.
For not.
Yep.
You just made a nice pair of slippers.
So we're
Oh,
taking
there
a
you
look
are.
now
Oh,
at some of the components
oh,
of the
there
game.
you are, Mike.
That's our hero,
cool.
Paladin.
Hey, they look good. Those are some good-looking minis. Oh, there's Emmy. Woo!
Hi,
You're
guys.
Scarlet.
Daddy-us.
You're daddy.
Oh, we don't show the
No
dead
show?
badger.
The dead eyeless badger.
You got something against dead blind badgers, Paula? Jeez.
Pelham in the control booth is getting yelled at.
I can see he's totally phased by that.
So, if memory serves, we announced Betrayal at Baldur's Gate at the Stream of Annihilation earlier this summer. Is that right?
That's true.
How has it been getting ready for the release date, which is right around the corner?
Some of us forgot that
Yeah,
there was
I
a
kinda
game
forgot.
coming out.
Yeah.
'Cause he's been all busy making other
Traveling and
games.
everything.
Meanwhile, I'm literally counting down.
And when is the game officially
October 6th.
Ooh, just
Yes,
it's right
on
around
a
the corner.
Friday. So spend your whole weekend playing this game, and then the following Friday is Friday the 13th. So plan a party around that.
This is me.
Spoiling.
Not spoiling, but I will say this is. Obviously, I love Dungeons and Dragons. I love Betrayal at Baldur's Gate. I love Betrayal as a game concept. I love the replayability. If you haven't played any of the Betrayal games before, it just has phenomenal replayability.
Yeah.
Every time you're exploring, you're configuring the tiles in a new way.
Yeah.
And then the fact that depending on how your game is going, you've got how many haunts?
50.
50 haunts. So there's
Brand new.
50 new haunt scenarios that can take place. So I legitimately love the game from top to bottom as far as board games to break out. It always has a new way to play it. You can play it with new groups of people. It's very easy to do a quick tutorial with folks. Once you've got the basic mechanics down, you're exploring a city or a haunted house in the original, and at some point, one of you is it, and it's game on. Or every once in a while, there's a few odd scenarios where you're all it or no one is it, but it is a huge, huge amount of fun. So
You
highly
were the one
recommend
who
it.
introduced me to Betrayal at House on the Hill.
Oh,
Did I?
Yep.
Aw.
I
Thanks,
don't.
Bart.
I don't remember that, but I'll take
played it with Jordy.
all credit for it. And yeah, there's a few Easter eggs in the game as well. Richard Witters designed some of the art.
He did all of
He
the
did all the
character
art.
illustrations.
Yep.
Items?
He did the monster illustrations. He did the NPC.
That's where I'm going.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So some of the NPC tokens might look familiar. At least one, maybe two, are sitting around the table right now. So
Uh-oh, who are those people?
there we go.
Oh,
Yeah.
my.
There we go.
That's what happens when Richard Witter walks around to your desk and asks to take pictures of you, which is going to turn into a sketch for the game.
Oh, there she is.
There's the badger.
Oh, grandson.
Just imagine a badger with no eyes.
Kind of looks like she has no eyes
I know,
in
it's
there.
kinda-
That's
kinda
weird.
spooky.
Yeah.
And also a shout out to Scott Okamura for doing the tile faces. I actually, Scott's a buddy of mine, and I got a chance to go to his house where he was working at these like a madman, and I got to see his Photoshop setup and how he builds these.
Tell
and
us everything.
And that's his cat, right?
Yeah,
his
those are
cats
his
are
cats.
like all over this
He
place.
he would go out and do a lot of photography and take pictures of the pieces and little items that you'll see. You'll see little chickens. Those are his chickens on his farm. His cats that he has two cats that that prowl around are his little farm cats. All the wood is from his wood pile that we've chopped and stacked.
Is that his
Were the
neglected
rats
shrine?
real?
Yeah, that is his neglected shrine. That's actually his bathroom.
Is that a bone? Those
Yeah.
bones lying
Yeah,
around
that
there?
was just a chicken bone because he just throws them out when he's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was really an interesting and fun process for him, and he loved doing it. And yeah,
He's done all the Betrayal games.
Yeah, he is legit.
Yep.
He's the dude. So yeah, so it was a treat seeing him work at this process, and then we'd go out and dig his farm. Yeah, he's got an organic farm, so. But
Is
yeah.
that where you would come up with some of your creepiest ideas?
Yes.
On the organic farm.
Working on the farm.
Yeah,
The
digging up
farm.
the eyeball.
The organic farm just does not sound like a good
Yeah.
haunted tile.
Yeah, there's just people planted in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Motel Hell.
Motel Hell, yeah.
Classic
GMO.
horror movie.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's terrible.
So Adam, this was the haunt, one of the haunts, I should say, that you designed for the game.
I had a lot of fun doing this. It was cool to see, Betrayal, creative people come out of the woodwork to work on this game because they love it so much. And I, had the great opportunity of being able to work on it myself and enjoyed every minute of it. I have to give a big, shout out to Chris Dupuis, who took a lot of my stories and concepts in game design, and he took them, and because he's a master at it, he made them so much more fun to play, and took the ideas that I had and refined them into the final product. So Chris Dupuis is really a great game designer, along with, of course, Mr. Mike Merles, who is super cool and awesome in his own right. So I just I got to work with a bunch of talented people, so I'm very happy.
And Mike, I know you told the story yesterday about creating the flavor text for the cards on a very long airplane ride.
All the cards were designed, not just the flavor text, the mechanics too. The mechanic was refined by Chris and his team. I had a 12-hour flight from Seattle to Seoul, South Korea, and no Wi-Fi. So 12 hours in a plane, a very comfortable flight. I was in business class. So I was able to stretch out and put on movies and eat some good Korean food and design over 100 cards.
12 hours, no Wi-Fi sounds like a good event card for the
Oh,
original
yeah.
trail.
Wi-Fi cuts out. No!
And Emmy, thanks again for participating and
all your work on this beautiful game.
It's always a good time.
The cover for the the current issue of Dragon Plus magazine features Ball as well. So if you want to see the cover for the game, we've modified it slightly for Dragon Plus with the ampersand worked in there. So you can download the latest issue now on iOS or Android and online at dragonmag.com. I will say, and I believe this, again, in the theme of spoiling too much, Shelley, we might have a special bonus haunt that will be made available in a future issue.
Well,
True or false?
you're the editor.
Yes, true then.
Bart has so much power.
I know, right? He's using it for good, though.
Yeah.
Give people more.
Using it for horror and all good things that are terrible.
Great holiday gift.
Yes, so in a future issue of Dragon Plus, we will be offering a bonus haunt that is holiday themed, so look for that in the coming issues. We are approaching the top of the hour, so I did want to say thanks again for everyone for participating today.
Fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we will be
That was
taking
fun.
a short break. D&D News will be coming on at 3:30 with Greg Tito, and then the triumphant return of Dice Camera Action will be back at 4 p.m. Pacific today, 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific. We do have a couple of new shows that are being added to the lineup. Encounter Roleplay will be playing through a learn-to-play Tomb of Annihilation game starting on Saturday. And then next week, I believe we're getting ready to announce a game with Lauren Urban as our Dungeon Master,
Oh, cool.
taking folks from Rooster Teeth through
cool.
a campaign as well.
That's
So
great.
look for one of the many things that Emmy works on is the calendar for our Twitch channel. And she is
it's
constantly, it's beautiful, we love it, and she's constantly been given updates from me about shows coming and going.
It's
so
a good thing.
apologies and thank you. Again, to all our viewers, thank you so much for watching. We wanted to run you through a couple rounds of Betrayal. It's coming out on October 6th. We're excited. I am excited for Johan Wee. I saw your comment earlier on the chat. You're darn tootin', but I do love the game as well.
What did he say?
Oh, you're at the table next to me. I better be nice.
Yeah! I like that.
So look for Betrayal at Baldur's Gate on shelves on October 6th. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks. It's great.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye. Thank you.